Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. Well, we're hearing that this is late breaking news. I don't know if it's late or if it's breaking, but I do know the news don't make any sense to me. And that is the news that this deal has been finalized between Gervonta Tank Davis and Kieth Thurman. The deal is, according to these rumors that's been circulating for the last 24 hours on social media, is that Gervonta Tank Davis will fight Kieth Thurman at 145 pounds at a catchweight on December the 9th in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. Now, here's the reason why I say I don't believe it and it's just news. And it could be true, though. Just giving y'all my POV. You mean to tell me that Devin Haney is supposed to fight Regis Prograis in December in California? And then in the same month, you mean to tell me that Terrence Crawford is supposed to fight Errol Spence in their rematch in the same month? And now you mean to tell me that Kieth Thurman will take on Tank Davis at a catchweight in the same month? So you mean to tell me we're going to get 3 of these fights? And all 3 of them obviously will be on pay-per-view in the same month? Where they do that at? Here's the thing about this fight. Don't nobody want to see Kieth Thurman fight Tank Davis. Y'all remember that movie, The Temptations, where David Ruffin told Otis, the founding member of The Temptations? You remember that? And you remember when he told Otis, he said, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis." Well, that's the whole thing about this fight here. Nobody coming to see you, Thurman. Not against Tank Davis. Here's a question I got. So you mean to tell me that Kieth Thurman will fight a smaller guy in Tank Davis, but he won't fight Boots? Now, if you would have told me Kieth Thurman was fighting Boots, Jaron Ennis from my city, the great city of Philadelphia, then I would have believed you. I still wouldn't have believed it was going to happen in December, but I still would have believed you. That sounds more credible than Tank Davis moving up at a catchweight, 145 pounds, to fight a guy in Kieth Thurman who would obviously have to drain himself since he's in his mid to late 30s, probably mid 30s at this point. This doesn't make any kind of sense. Okay? Now, can both of these fighters generate massive revenue? Absolutely. No question about it. I'm all for the fighters making their money. And everybody watching me live and live in color knows that. That's why they call me Manager Marty. So that's not the point that I'm making. The point is, ain't nobody coming to see you, Thurman. Don't nobody want to see Kieth Thurman fight no Tank Davis. What we really want to see is Kieth Thurman, since his name is one time. We want to see him give Boots a fight. Just one time. That's all. Because he's a veteran. Right now, he's in a position, unfortunately for his career, Kieth Thurman that is, as a gatekeeper. This is not a knock on him. This is just how the business of boxing is set up when you have a fighter in Kieth Thurman's position, where a fighter's in his mid-30s, very highly inactive over the last 3 or 4 years, okay? He has fought probably, like a year and a half ago. We haven't seen him get in the ring with a top-level competitor. No disrespect to Mario Barrios, who is about to fight soon. Isn't Mario Barrios the same guy that Tank knocked out? This is crazy to me. And this all I'm saying, okay? So we got to get Thurman in the ring with more of competitive fights if he wants to resurge his career. And there's only one fight that the fans want to see Kieth Thurman get in the ring and fight. And that is with the great Jaron Boots Ennis at 147 pounds. The way that the business is structured, That is a fight that makes absolutely good business sense. A young, hungry lion against a veteran, a legend, a former world champion, has all the makings, of a good fight as far as how the business of boxing is structured. Kieth Thurman draining himself to fight a Tank Davis. Tank Davis putting on the extra weight from the weight class that he has just fought in with Ryan Garcia. Just doesn't make any kind of sense for me as far as the business of boxing. Now, both of these guys can generate money, but I had a question on that. When's the last time you all saw Tank Davis fight someone outside of the Mexican demographic? Oh, you haven't? Okay, then. So now that's the point that I'm driving home. All I'm saying is, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis, unless Thurman is going to fight Boots. That's it. It's very simple. Now, I got somebody that Tank can fight at a very comfortable weight. Well, probably would be at a catch weight. Well, not that fight. We're going to save that one for later. Let's just leave this fight right here. Who Tank can fight right now at the 135-pound division. And that is Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, before y'all start commenting in my comment section and calling me all kind of names, some of you, I see what y'all be saying about me. That's not nice. We're talking about the business of boxing. Gervonta Davis versus Pitbull Cruz. That's good for the business of boxing. It is. I know y'all don't want to see it, some of you. But I'm telling you how the business of boxing is set up. That is a perfect fight for both of those guys. And I can see both of those guys fighting towards the end of the year. Not in January, probably November. If they can't get it done in November, which I highly doubt it, that would be about what? Almost 6-7 weeks out? And we haven't heard anything about that, right? Haven't even known if they negotiated or not. So that fight is unlikely to happen late this year. But that would have been a good fight. That's a fight that we would want to hear about, finalizing the deal between Tank Davis and like a Pitbull Cruz, right? But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But how about in the beginning of next year, Tank and Pitbull Cruz, right? Not Tank and Thurman. That don't make no business sense. It just don't make any sense of the sport of boxing either. Well, that's just my point of view on it. Please go in the comments section. Give me your point of view on this. What you all think? Is this real? Is this fake news like we've been hearing all these last couple of weeks? All these rumors that's been going around? Man, listen, give me your perspective. And please don't forget, if you can, if you've been entertained and educated on any of the content that we publish here, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Please share the video so that the education and entertainment value that's produced here can reverberate all across the world. And you know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.